One thing I miss, skiing for one, there's nothing like being in the zone and just bouncing off the top of the moguls. Because I mean, with the gymnastics, I was able to do twists, turns, a lot of boogie in the bumps, tournaments and stuff like that. It was awesome.
He's my rock, he's my soulmate, he's my best friend. He's the one that I go to with everything. It's been a journey, a really long journey. Sometimes the journey's crazy. It's a roller coaster ride, and it's our journey.
I was about 7 years old when I started. Goals in life were the Olympics for gymnastics. Kindergarten straight up into, junior high. We got out of school by 2:30. We have to be back at the gym by 5. And from 5 to 10 o'clock at night, we practiced every day of the week. Class 3, I was one of the top gymnasts in that division.
I am Cory's wife and also his caregiver. It's not always easy to separate the two, at all. When I first met him, he was so upbeat, very happy, very non-stop. He had the nickname of the Energizer.
When I moved up to Connecticut after I graduated high school, I started coaching up there. I just loved everything about it. It was the end of the practice. I mean, there's only 5 minutes left. So coach thought he'd get in there and have some fun with the boys. So I was showing them a triple front flip on the mat. Now that's off the mini tramp 3 times in the air, landing on your feet, not your head. That's when I broke the 5th and 6th vertebrae in the neck. I could still picture my arms and legs just going down by themselves, like slow motion, and I couldn't move. I still thought something is stinger, you know what I mean? You get what's dealt to you. I was very persistent on, I'm walking out of here. I'm Pennsylvania Dutch, I'm stubborn. Let me tell you, I'm a stubborn old mule. I went down in the blaze of glory of gymnastics. I didn't have a drunk driver hit me. I was drunk, I ran into. I didn't have that. So I didn't have the why me. Since I never had that why me stage, I was able to kick in my rehab so much quicker. I did the rehab. I had no pain. That's why the wheelchair tennis, I was doing awesome in the wheelchair tennis for years and years and years, nothing. Then won the tennis tournaments, made it to the finals of doubles. And the brace I designed, it broke. Instead of just defaulting, taking second place, I actually zip stripped the racket to my hand with the brace, and I crushed my ulnar nerve. That was the last time I played tennis.
When he injured his elbow and went on a lot of the opioids, that was his darkest time. Very, very low.
5 surgeries later, we ended up being on major painkillers. They just kept giving me pain meds. And now I'm at the point that I am so stoned over. I was taking Oxycontin, 80 milligrams 4 times a day. And I had severe pain in the right arm yet. They did too much to the right arm too many times that they took off all the nerves. That's why I was in so much pain, because the right arm was throwing pain into the brain that was unbearable. After my accident, I was told by quite a few of the people in the spinal cord that came back, they said the marijuana, because it calms the body down. What I'm taking is not good for the body. One of my medications I'm on eats the teeth from the inside out.
Medical marijuana came around, and finally there was a light at the end of the tunnel. It wasn't just buying illegal stuff off the street and then not knowing what you're going to get. With the medical marijuana, now we know what we're going to get. We know what works well, and it's consistently getting better.
I did nothing for the longest time. Then I saw my body dissipating to Never Never Land. And actually my family doctor called me up and said, "Cory, what do you think about that medical marijuana?" And I'm like, I would love it. KCR was my first dispensary. I thought it was like on TV, you know how you see this, oh, you got jars of weed all over the place. It looked like an upscale pharmacy. I was like, wow. I got Victor Sr. as my counselor. He made me feel so comfortable in there. He's like, well, what do you want to accomplish? First of all, I want to get rid of these opioids. That's number 1 on my list.
Having Cory be on medical marijuana has made my life amazingly better. His spasms are a lot less. He's in a lot less pain. Makes being a wife a lot better too, because we can actually go out on dates.
I lost a lot of friends after the injury. A lot of people they can't handle it. And on the flip side, someone told me, once you meet a girl when you're in the chair, that's the girl you stay with. Luckily, I got that chance. You know, they say there's someone out there for everyone. She's mine. I found her. She's my rock. She's the one that I love her to death. Then finally, everything started falling in place. The pain was dissipated. That was undermanaged. The opioids now were coming off. There is no withdrawal symptoms whatsoever from the opioids. This gets my body at one keel all day long. And I even became quite the baker too. I got brownies for daytime, which energized me, keep me going. And then I got my nighttime brownies. Once I take my brownie, I gotta make sure I'm half an hour ready to go to bed, because I'll be going to bed in a half an hour, let me tell you. They knock me out, which is great, and it's a nice, even little by little step down. So I know my telltale signs, time to go to bed. Medical marijuana is the key to my change.